Alright, this is an introduction to Dolores Cannon. Me personally, on August 12th, 1972, I was approached by a man. I was 8 years old, and he came up to me and told me, he says, when you get older, you're going to meet a woman. Her name's Dolores Cannon. She's a hypnotist, and when you meet her, you have to do everything in your power to help this woman. Teach her everything that you know, your unique perspective. She needs it. She requires it to continue doing what she needs to do. I was a little thrown back, didn't understand why. And he explained to me, he says, you have to imagine the entire energy of the planet needing to incarnate into a woman to reveal lost information, to let the humans on the planet understand and broaden their scope of comprehension of what this world is, time, the world outside of this planet. Most humans have blinders on and all they see is the American dream, what's on TV, the boob tube. Life is so much more. Alright, Dolores was born on April 15th, 1931, and she died on October 18th, 2014. I just did a video about a channeling that was done 2 months afterwards, which everyone said Dolores would never do. The fact that Dolores said she wouldn't do it, and now all of a sudden there was a channeling of her energy, says something. Alright, this is a research. Dolores Cannon, 409,000. Then Dolores has her own website, dolorescannon.com. She has done multiple books. She has like 19 books. These are the books she has done. I never read The 5 Lives Remember, but that was some of the work that her and her husband got involved in. When I met her husband, we talked for a little while. All I asked him is, so when you died, did you go to heaven or were you stuck here? And he was stuck here. But we talked for at least an hour. He was very happy that I was in his wife's life and helping her any way I could. Convoluted Universe series, which was the first time I met her. In the first couple of minutes, I said, Dolores, I don't understand it, but something about your convoluted universe I have something to do with. And we'll get into that at another time. I did proofread book 1 and book 2. Legend of Sword. I never did read the Hidden Sacred Knowledge. And that's all their books. I think a Jesus book was missing. Soul Speaks not up there. Oh no, that's Julia. Between Death and Life. Oh, there's the other Jesus book. Alright, those are all the books that Dolores has come out with. If you're interested, if you go to dolorescannon.com and hit the About, there's a career biography. It's very interesting. Me personally, I wouldn't have done part 1, part 2. They're not properly ordered, but I won't get into that. But the order doesn't really matter. Dolores is also on Facebook, which I was amazed. I never followed anything that she ever did. She's also on YouTube. She has a nice YouTube account. Clicking and nothing's happening. She has 32 videos here, 18 videos, 24 videos, 8 videos, 10 videos, 15, 21. I still have in my drawer a video that she did to the National Association of Certified Hypnocouncelors. Eventually I'll have to put that up on YouTube. I think there was a break in it though. I was using tape and the tape stopped and I was interested in what she was talking about, and so there's a slight gap in that. Ozark Mountain Publishing. When I met Dolores, she was having trouble with some of her publishers. I was like, Dolores, you've been doing this long enough. This was after, I think Nostradamus 1 is when I first met her. It came out in 1988. I think I met her in 90. I was like, Dolores, do it yourself. Her website back then was horrible, so I ended up doing metaphysicsbooks.com. I'm probably going to partner up with Barnes & Noble or Amazon and put up some good books on here. I think this is a good resource. I was using a lot of Dolores Cannon's books. I stopped doing it. It's just been stagnant. I want to redo this website, make it a lot nicer, change a lot of things on it. Convoluted Universe came out in 1989. That means a year later I seen her. And then, well, 1989. Alright, I already told you that I was told I would meet her roughly in the late 70s. I started seeing her in my dreams. Then on Channel 9 there was a metaphysics program, and I seen her when she was talking about this Nostradamus Volume 1. I forget the name of the show, but second I seen her, I was like, that's the lady I see in my dreams. So I ran out, got the Convoluted Universe, not the Conversations with Nostradamus Volume 1, and from Barnes & Noble, read it, and it was very strange reading it as I read it. As I read every word, it's like I knew what the next word was. It's like I read the book already. It was so weird. So I decided to get to the Dolores Cannon's phone number. I went to the library. Within 5 to 10 minutes, I had her home phone number. I called her. I introduced myself. I said, hi, my name's James Burrell. I just read your book, and it was the weirdest book I've ever read in my entire life. And I explained that as I read it, it's like I read it already. And then I offered, I said, I used to be a big-time chauffeur in New York, worked for the largest limousine company in the world, driving around the rich and the famous. I'd look forward to meeting you. If you'd like, I'm more than welcome to pick you up at the airport and be your chauffeur. She goes, that's so weird. I just hung up with somebody on the phone, and they offered to pick me up in a limousine. I says, well, I don't have a limousine, Dolores. If you want, I could get one. I know people that have them. I was like, I was going to pick you up in my own car. So, and flash forward into the future a year later, the day before she's supposed to come out here, I pick up the phone, I call her again, I introduce myself. Hi, Dolores, it's James Burrell. Oh, I know exactly who you are. I was like, well, I know you're supposed to come out tomorrow, and I'm just calling to make sure you got a ride. If you don't have a ride, I'll still come pick you up. And she goes, that is so weird. She goes, the guy that just was supposed to pick me up, I just hung up on the phone with him, and then you, all of a sudden, you call. I was like, yeah, that is weird. All right, I said, Dolores, I guess you get it by now then. You got it. God wants me and you to meet. It's predestined. So, what time you getting in? She tells me. I was like, all right, Dolores. I'll be there. I'll pick you up. I know what you look like. I'll have no trouble finding you. She came in to look already on the Walmart flight. So, she gets there, and I meet her. Only one on the plane. And then that's how our friendship, I started teaching her and became her confidant. She told me things that she's not told other people on the planet. Out of curiosity, I went into Google Image, seeing if the picture of her on the top of the World Trade Center was anywhere. Didn't find it. And I also found out Dolores had a Twitter page. Well, and that's an introduction to Dolores Cannon. I was told who she would be back on August 12th, 1972. And then the following day, August 13th, 1972, was the sunniest day in the history of the planet. Alright, once again, giving you information only found here. No place else on the planet. And Dolores, thanks for the coins this afternoon. A little bit of a reminder. Alright, love you, Dolores. Miss you. You did a good job. Hopefully, one day, your books will be in schools and people will be learning metaphysics in school. They don't want to teach religion. Metaphysics. Love you. Bye.